Chapter 108. Too weak. Alex became furious and moved aside in an instant as he tried to avoid her kick. After that, he lifted his leg and kicked Daisy straight on her ass, causing her to fall to the ground. Watson's jaw almost dropped to the ground as he stared at the scene before him. He muttered to himself, How could this be possible? Daisy was feeling even more embarrassed. Ever since she had started fighting, she had never felt more humiliated than this. Moreover, the spot that Alex had kicked her on was way too embarrassing. Filled with anger as she stood up, Daisy prepared to rush toward Alex and attack him immediately. She had already decided that this bastard would definitely pay the price for his actions today. Daisy, stop what you are doing. Do not be rude to Mr. Anderson. Just then, a middle-aged man suddenly ran up to her and grabbed hold of Daisy's hand. Daisy, still utterly embarrassed, yelled, Dad! Get out of my way! I'm going to kill him! How dare he? Who gave him the guts to actually kick me in the ass? My ass is hurting now because of him. Shut up! The middle-aged man yelled as he glared at Daisy. After that, he walked toward Alex with a humble expression on his face. After taking a deep breath, he spoke respectfully. Mr. Anderson, we meet again. I am really sorry about my daughter and son who are incapable of behaving themselves. I will get them to apologize to you, and I will definitely ask them to reflect on themselves when we get home later. Daisy and Watson were stunned as they watched the scene play out in disbelief. Daisy's father was a very important and well-respected person in Oris Hill, so why was he being so polite toward this young man? Alex recognized the middle-aged man as soon as he saw him. He had met him when he had accompanied Faria to appraise her previous antique. His name was Matthew Lane. Alex nodded in acknowledgement before replying, Mr. Lane, it seems as though you should really discipline your son. Matthew nodded his head repeatedly before glaring at both Daisy and Watson. After that, he quickly commanded them, Come over here and apologize to Mr. Anderson immediately. I will never apologize to that bastard. He kicked me in the ass, Daisy replied furiously. Matthew was already starting to lose his patience. I want you to apologize to him now. Right now. Daisy was instantly discouraged when she saw that her father was already losing his temper, thus, she could only bite her lips aggrievedly and mutter softly, I am sorry. On the other hand, Watson was extremely irritated and quickly asked, Father, this kid tried to humiliate me and even kicked Daisy. Why should we apologize to him? You should be teaching him a lesson on our behalf. If you cannot deal with him, I will get someone else to deal with him instead. Slap. Finally, Matthew lost his patience and slapped Watson across the face without any hesitation at all. Asshole! Get on your knees right now and apologize to Mr. Anderson. Watson was caught completely off guard because he did not expect his father to slap him in front of so many people. As droplets of blood oozed from the corner of his lip, Watson lifted his hand to cover his face in horror. He could not comprehend how things had turned out this way in the end. But asking him to kneel before someone else in public, wouldn't that be compromising the dignity and reputation of the Lane family? How would he be able to lift his head up high in Oris Hill in the future? Gritting his teeth, Matthew continued yelling at Watson, You bastard! If Mr. Anderson had not told you about the origins of the chalcedony pendant that you have been treating as a treasure all this while, the pendant would not have just taken your life. The entire Lane family would have been killed because of you. After saying that, he continued, I had been wondering why the Lane family has been having such bad luck and so many misfortunes lately. It seemed as though misfortunes were falling upon us, one after the other. It turns out that it is all because of you. You were the one who brought all of this bad luck upon us because of that pendant. Imagine what your grandfather would do to you if he found out about this. When Watson realized that his uncle was indeed furious, he quickly got on his knees and knelt before Alex with a frightened expression on his face. Matthew continued shouting, "I do not hear any apology from you." "Yes. Yes, I am sorry," Watson apologized to Alex as he trembled in fear. Matthew looked at Alex before speaking respectfully. "Mr. Anderson, I don't know if there is anything else I can do to appease you. Could you accept their apology?" Alex responded immediately. "Forget it. Since he has already knelt and asked for my forgiveness, I will let him off this time." Matthew heaved a huge sigh of relief before asking, "Mr. Anderson, there is something else that I would like to ask you. Since Watson has already thrown the chalcedony pendant away, will the Lane family be able to avoid any future misfortune?" As soon as Alex heard Matthew's words, he sneered before saying, "Did you really think that things would be that simple?" That jade plug was very powerful, and it was not only affecting Watson alone. If you are asking for my honest opinion, I think that the Lane family will be ruined within a year.